Hell yeah. You know what time it is. It's 5 o'clock. The weekend's here. For the next couple of days, my only responsibility is avoiding the drunk tank. And I'm here to freestyle. Yeah, so the first topic I wanted to talk about was the MLB's new hats that they released. I don't know what it was for, because every league's trying to make their new alternate jerseys and uniforms and all that. Just get another $40 from you. And I'm gonna just this is gonna be freestyling, but I'm putting some edits to help with context. I don't know if I'm gonna use YouTube, might as well get full benefit of it. I don't get this kind of help on stage, so there you go. But yeah, the MLB, they made these hats for alternate jersey designs, and they are absolute ass. And the most notorious one is the Rangers, my home ball team. Their hats, basically all the hats, it's like the team name letter and then like their logo right in front of it. And the way the Rangers turned out to be, it spells tetas. It's Spanish for tits. Just gotta get a hell yeah. These hats were only on the market for, I heard, less than 24 hours, but they sold like hotcakes. Like, not now that they're banned, now they're being sold on eBay for thousands and hundreds of dollars. Um, I love it. I don't know how many people I had to go through where they approved it, because some of the hat designs look all right, but then Texas and then the Angels, I'm sure that one too. It spells anals in a funny way. It's like they cover the G and the X, and it's a mess. There needs to be like 3 or 4 people that need to be fired. But hey, in Texas, we like our tatas. I always thought they're tatas, but whenever I googled what tatas mean in Spanish, it's tits. So the more you know. It kind of reminds me. This hat situation reminds me of another mishap with the MLB, where the Oakland A's, not the Anaheim A's, the Oakland A's, their logo. Basically, the hats had their logos a bunch of times. I don't know. I'm gonna just show pictures. It's stupid trying to describe it. And the Oakland A's are notoriously like a really bad team, and their logo is just an A apostrophe S. So whenever you slide your copy and paste your logo across a couple of times, it spells ass. That's what they are. Which, I mean, of all the cuss words, what more do of all the cuss words? Of all the cuss words, I think ass and titties are the best cuss words. I don't know. At least it gets men's attention. Let's see. Ass and titties. Ass and titties. This is going rough. Yeah, I'm excited for the Rangers season. Uh, I don't know, the Maverick season is just over. I'm gonna maybe try to make a video about that. We'll see. Oh no, I'm sucking at this freestyle. That's one thing I'm trying to get better at, because like I do like stand up, and I write everything down and I like memorize it. But whenever things start going off script, that's kind of when I kind of lose my footing on stage. That's one thing I'm trying to get better at. So this is one reason why I'm trying to do this. So yeah, enjoy the cringe. I don't know, man. It's like I don't. Yeah, I just feel like whenever I go off track, my brain just goes like a million miles an hour, but like in like 50 directions. And I don't know. I think that's like what ADHD is supposed to feel like, or ADD, or one of the. I don't know. Maybe I have, and I'm not diagnosed. Um, Too late for that now. I can't be a 27-year-old being. I went to the doctor today, and guess what? I have ADHD, and people are like, okay. But whenever you're a kid that gets diagnosed with it, you get put in like special classes, you get special treatment, you get more time doing tests and stuff. But as like an adult, they're like, well, did you meet your quotas for today? I don't think you get extra time with your quotas. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I can make a lawsuit with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go claim ADHD, and maybe it'll give me like an excuse to like have like an extra 30-minute break every day. I don't know. Someone needs to try that out. I'm not gonna be the guinea pig for that one. Let's see, baseball. Oh, I know other news in the MLB. Uh, One of the other teams I follow is the Yankees, and they're they've always had they're a very traditional team whenever it comes to uniforms and how they're supposed to act. Everyone's supposed to be all classy and old timey, and I'm not really a big fan of it. Like, I mean, pinstripes are cool, but like the jerseys are literally 100 years old. Like, let's try to like get a little bit creative here. Like I know there's some jerseys that kind of suck ass, and but at least they tried. Like Yankees, they just done pinstripes and gray uniforms. I think they have like the most boring jerseys in the league. Like, I don't think pinstripes are bad. It's just they've been it's been like that for hundreds of years now. It's like let's grow up. Um, the glory days are over. But the new owner, Hal Steinbrenner, he announced today that they are now going to allow Yankees players to have beards. That's awesome, right? Yeah, for all this time since the 70s, since George Steinbrenner bought the Yankees, he had never allowed beards, which is super weird because baseball is one of the most superstitious sports out there. Like during playoffs, most teams don't even shave. Baseball is the sport where like a lot of people like to let the jungle grow. Um, yeah, let that jungle grow. Maybe upstairs and downstairs. I don't know. I think maybe like between all the leagues, that'd be interesting to see which league on average had like the most bush downstairs. I don't know. Like I don't know about the big three sports, but at least my locker room experience, one thing I noticed with cross country guys, they had the biggest bushes. Uh, I don't know why. I don't know if it makes them more aerodynamic, but I don't know if it's just the cross country guys, that was just their thing. You know how like soccer teams like to bleach their hair and stripe their eyebrows. I guess cross country guys just like to grow their bush for the season. I don't know. Our cross country team, they like to run like it was up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It'll be like February, -30 outside, and the coach will go tell them to go run like a light 12 miles, negative 30-degree weather. And I'm like, fuck that. Like, as a thrower, we got to stay inside. Throwing's the best sport because, like, all you do is lift weights and throw weights around. It's awesome. Like, you don't even got to go jog to your weights. You can, like, if you throw a good weight, you can walk to it and, like, sit there for a little bit, like, and look back, be like, whoa, I threw it from over there. And then, so throwing's pretty fun. And for a lot of the events, you can stay indoors all winter, so you don't have to freeze your ass off. But these cross country freaks, the coach sends them out to run a light 12 miles in negative 30-degree Milwaukee urban city, and whenever they come back, they're like, they look. I'm not joking. They looked like Lloyd and Harry whenever they like rode into Aspen. Like they'd have like icicles hanging down, like covering their eyesight or like coming from their nose. And I don't understand cross country guys. They're different. Um, I try to avoid running whenever I can. But yeah, oh yeah, Hal Steinbrenner. I ran a little off track. The Yankees, so yeah, they've always been traditional, and this is the first year that they are allowing beards on the team, which is crazy. Like I said, I don't know that it. Like I mean, it's crazy, but it really shouldn't be. Like whenever Hal Steinbrenner, he was talking about how whenever his grandpa bought the team, like I don't know, in the '60s or '70s, he was saying that beards are just unprofessional, and basically he'll own. He said the day he said he said Hal Bryan Center said that George, his grandpa, whenever he bought the team, that he will only allow the Yankees to have beards when women start wearing beards in the women's restroom. I don't know. I think that's a joke somewhere. I'm gonna work on the wording for that. Yeah, man. Beards made it into the women's restroom before they made it into the Yankees dugout. Hey, but at least we got beards in the Yankees dugout before we got beards in GTA 6. Internet meme. Ooh. Overplayed internet meme. Let's go. Let's see. I don't know. I don't. At this point, I don't even care about GTA 6. Like they're trying to make it look so realistic. It needs to be like VR. If there was VR GTA, that'd be another level. Like I don't even have VR, but I would buy a VR set just to play GTA. Like I don't even I played GTA 5 a little bit, but I never got into that a lot. 2 or 3 less than that. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I hit record and just kind of sit there and like I don't know. It makes it a pain in the butt for me to edit because then I gotta like dig through and find like where I started, and I don't know. I'm pretty new to editing, and I think it takes me a lot longer to do stuff than it should. Like whenever I made that Indian meme, that took me like the whole weekend to make. But I think I'd laughing my ass off the whole time. I mean, if I was serious, it probably would have taken one day. But I don't know. I'm low key a little proud of it. A little dank. Yeah, no, the Dallas Mavericks they're in shambles right now. It's rough being a Mavericks fan. Like like the other day, the Mavericks actually ended the game with 5 players total. Like if one of them would have fouled out, I don't even know what the rule says. I'm probably going to post it, but I don't know. It's like they would have had to play with 4 players against 5, and I don't know. At that point, they're just the Dallas Stars playing in like a power play situation. That's the only team with a. I don't know. They need to ask the Dallas Stars how to work in the power play. I don't know. I think there's something there. I don't know. It is kind of rough because I don't know if the Rangers are in do good this season. They kind of went back to being a little doggy doo doo with injuries and all that. Uh, but yeah, at least we got hockey, because what more do Texans love more than a sport that involves skating on ice? Man, our ponds don't even freeze in the winter, and our best sport's hockey. That's kind of, I don't know. Like I've only skated once in my life, and I actually didn't fall. So maybe like Texans are just like built different. I don't know. Maybe we're like hockey people stuck inside like a cowboy's body. I don't know. Cowboys shouldn't be able to skate. But I know what the Cowboys can be doing right now. Winning any playoff games anytime soon. I don't know. The Cowboys, they're going to have a rough season, especially if Jerry Jones stays the manager or owner. He ain't going to do shit. I really do not think that the Cowboys are ever going to win another Super Bowl until Jerry Jones lets go of the team. And that'll be whenever he's 6 feet under. And then he's probably just going to give it to his son that knows probably absolutely nothing about football. May or may not be an upgrade. But yeah, the Dallas Mavericks, man, they're in a rough situation ever. Like going from making the playoffs last year on a banged up team to less than a year, less than 365 days, they are now hosting open tryouts. The best 5 people on the team make the team. This is crazy. Like some homeless guy off the street's going to roll up and end up with like a 10-day contract. Probably makes more than 10 Americans combined in that 10 days. Which, I mean, good for him. But that's just crazy on the Mavericks, man. I don't. Yeah, that trade, that's going to go up. I think Dallas got cursed on that day because they were looking good. They had a couple injuries, just small stuff. And then the Luka trade happened. And then every game I watched felt like a Final Destination movie. Like the moment Anthony Davis stepped on the field, that was the beginning of the end of the season. Anthony Davis gave us the street clothes infection. I didn't know street clothes were contagious in the NBA, but apparently it is. If your teammate gets street clothes, the next game you will have street clothes. It's like the spreads. Street clothes spreads like the flu, and apparently Paul George he never got any flu shots, so he's always getting sick with street clothes. I wonder what they put in the street clothes that keeps catching everybody. Hell, even like the G League players, whenever they come up, do good, they end up in street clothes the next day. Like they get like 10-day contracts in the NBA, and then spend nine of the 10 days in street clothes. I mean, the street clothes is spreading more than COVID. It's not good. I don't know if there's like a street clothes vaccine, but I don't know. Oh yeah, and at the end of the week, I'm gonna be moving from Virginia, where I'm currently living, back home to Dallas. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, so clap it up. I've been out away from home since high school. I went up to Milwaukee for school, where I got to watch the Bucks win the final. That was kind of cool. And then after I graduated college, I worked on the road and kind of hopped from town to town, doing a 100% travel gig. So that was kind of cool. Got to see a little bit of America, um, Fort Wayne. That's the godforsaken city right there. The only thing Fort Wayne the only thing Fort Wayne is known for is their showgirls strip club marquee sign where it talks about Bridget the Midget coming back every year, and it always makes its rounds on Instagram like once a year, and I love it. That's like the one thing Fort Wayne's known for. If you ever find that picture where it says Midget the Bridget back June whatever, if you go in the comments, anyone from Fort Wayne is like, oh, that's Fort Wayne. And that's about all that Fort Wayne has. Midget the Bridget the Midget. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Fort Wayne. It was kind of a pretty boring city, not gonna lie. Um, but there was some bros there that I got to meet. There were some cool guys. I ended up joining on a baseball team, like an adult league, and basically I just got my. It was the first time that I played since getting injured in college, so I was kind of boo boo at baseball. So I was pretty much just there to get my ass kicked by a bunch of guys that were actually like getting off of their college teams, or they like just retired from the MLB, and I was pretty much like their practice dummy, just to wail off of. But it was still fun. Uh, I dug it. I don't know. I'll never say no to another chance to get back on the mound. Uh, yeah, it was a cool getting back on the mound. But yeah, that was all that Fort Wayne really was. And then I went to New York, upstate New York, and that's actually I loved it up there. I was there in the fall, and that was like whenever I was only there for 3 months, so not really too much, but it's really pretty. Bunch of cool hiking trails. I was there whenever all the colors were changing, and I loved it there. And that was actually when I got into comedy. That was my first open mic ever over there. While I was tired of being in the hotel all day, and I went on a hinge date. And the hinge date actually no called, no showed me, then ghosted me, just straight up stood me up. Never heard back from her again. But the brewery that I was at, they were holding an open mic night. So I kind of stuck around and kind of like to show the open mic. I'm like, oh, I went immediately from there to Walmart to get a notebook, and that's whenever I started writing jokes. And uh, yeah, and a couple of years later, I'm starting YouTube. people kept people kept telling me to do podcast, and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't know. I'm not the guy to talk for 3 or 4 hours, and I don't really want to bother with like always trying to find guests and stuff. So that's why I'm sticking with this. I don't think this is working too well for me. But yeah, no, New York. That's where I got a credit. Where I went to my first open mic, and it was it was super scary going up on stage. I'm not gonna lie, because not only I've never touched a microphone before. Like I never did theater or any kind of band thing, just sports growing up. And whenever I go up to the mic, like the spotlight would blind me. I couldn't see anything, and I was super nervous. So I literally read verbatim out of my notebook. Whatever. Um, Honestly, if I could find one of my notebooks, I yeah, there's notebook right here. Yeah, I keep it in like my little comedy backpack, but uh, I have my first set word for word in here, and so I'm already nervous about that. And my subject matter, which at the time was what was big on the news, was Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. Uh, and I pretty much just went up on stage and defended it. uh, I thought, I thought I thought it was. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know if it was funny. I was so nervous. If someone asked me if I got a laugh, I could not have honestly told them. Pretty much, I was just defending. I forgot what he said, but I was just going up on stage, just defending whatever he said, and uh, people came up to me and asked me if I've done comedy before, and like, no, this is my first time ever on stage. So they actually took me to another mic, and that was a music open mic, not a comedy open mic. Which usually those two, from my experience, those two do not mix. You get some edge lord shock jock guy meeting up with some hippy dippy girl that just wants to talk about how her dad hates her, and those two people do not mix. That's like oil and water. And so the music mic that we went to, was the people running it were these old ladies. They were like these hippy dippy Woodstock ladies, like 70s Woodstocks with like their prime, and their music of choice was spoon clapping. I'll show a little bit of that there. It was interesting, but it was they were cool ladies. I remember we were hanging out with them, just making them laugh, and not they didn't want to laugh at some of our jokes, but we still made them laugh. It's kind of funny and wholesome. But whenever comics would go up on stage and say the stuff, I forgot what they were saying. Comics, especially open mic comics, they can definitely say some wild shit where you're like, woo, I've said some wild shit. But, uh, especially my first night of comedy, they're saying stuff, and then people would heckle them and be like, the economy's always been better under Democrats. And like wouldn't let them finish their set, and just kept making side comments. And I'm just like, oh, I do not want to go up. I don't want to say Jews can say the N word now. I don't want to defend Kanye right now. This is not the crowd that's chilling. I won't vibe with it. So I was getting super nervous. I'm like, man, if I barely did it at the last mic where people liked it, I don't know how I'm gonna do at this mic. And I think, the last comic to go, and I was kind of getting closer to me. And one of the comics, he's the comic. He kind of does like a thing where he'll just kind of say, "So, subject, right, guys? Yeah." That's kind of what he did on stage, and he went up and was like, "So, white privilege, anybody?" And obviously, a bunch of comics just being stupid, or just like what, being stupid. And one of like the hippie guys says, "That's fucked." And at this point, he's getting off his chair, getting confrontation. You are fucked up. And the comic is just like, Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. It was kind of backing off, but I was somewhere between laughing my ass off and shit my pants because I knew I was next. Like this comic, all he did was just say white privilege, and this old white guy sitting there. You know how many people died for this? You're fucked. So once it actually got confrontational and a little physical, pushy, shovey, the ladies stopped the open mic, and I was like, thank God. And then the other comics were like, oh well, we want to go up. You can't stop it now. And I'm like, oh God, please, oh fuck. And then the spoon clappers, they were sweet ladies. I'm not gonna put them with the asshole guys, but they were like, okay, we'll let y'all do 3 more comics, but no edgy stuff and no political stuff. Fuck. I'm shitting my pants. So I look on the list, and I was number 4. So I dodged the bullet there. So yeah, I guess that's like a little story. Yeah, I don't know how long this video will be. I think I'm probably gonna cut a bunch of this out. Yeah, I think it'll probably be like I'm doing all this in one take, and I haven't written any of this. I had like some topics I wanted to go over, but yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I think it'll be like Friday freestyle or something like that. Uh, I just try to riff because I want to be, like I said earlier, I just want to be better. I want to get better at just being off the cuff. Um, I don't know if this feels more like just like a news channel. Got like a little, got the globe spinning behind me as I say stuff that probably had nothing to do with your daily life. But yeah, I'm excited. I actually have a stand-up show at the end of March 29th. 2025. Yeah, that's the year. Enjoy y'all the weekend.